Hello, Professor Winslow. For my project, I got the Eighth Amendment. The Eighth Amendment states that Americans are protected from cruel and unusual punishment, excessive fines, and excessive bails. Unlike the other amendments, this amendment seems to protect criminals more than the people of the United States. This is because excessive fines, excessive bails, and cruel and unusual punishments are usually things that need to go for criminals. Cruel and unusual punishment could mean anything that is unusual and cruel to punish somebody with, meaning you can't drop a bunch of spiders all over somebody in order to make them feel bad about what they had done or scare them. You also can't do things unusual that even may seem okay as tactics to use, but they're not, such as like yelling at anything that would make the person feel uncomfortable could fall under the cruel and unusual punishment. Cruel and unusual punishment also could fall under the death penalty because a lot of people see that as cruel and unusual. When excessive fines pertain to the idea that we're not allowed to be charged like $1,000 for having violated a small traffic law, because if that were the case, the government would be making a lot more and the people wouldn't be able to pay for it. Excessive bail means that we are not allowed to impose a huge, large bail on people when they don't have the money to pay for it. So if Jimbo were to go to jail and he only has $50 in his bank account, he can't be, even if his crime was pretty bad, he can't be set with a bail that he is obviously unable to pay. It just doesn't make sense. We just don't need the bail. And most of the time, people don't have friends or family to pay the bail, and the government does want them to pay the bail, so that's why they set it at a reasonable amount that they are able to pay. Otherwise, it would just be some sort of stupid law. Excessive fines are really important. The fact that we're protected from excessive fines is very important because a lot of Americans, like, we don't want to get charged $500 for having done something small, and or if it pops up a lot. So usually the excessive fine matches the crime or violation that the person had violated. I found this interesting because I always have wondered why the state would only charge you maybe $25 for breaking a traffic law when they could always charge you like $100. But according to the Eighth Amendment, this is not the case because you can't do that. I found the cruel and unusual punishment law to be very interesting because it doesn't always into America. Like, a lot of people thought that it was cruel and unusual to have waterboarded terrorists in other countries in order to gain information. I agree with them because it simulates drowning and it is very unusual and cruel, but the FBI got found out doing this and they got into a lot of heat for it over the last years in the middle of Bush's presidency. I think the Eighth Amendment was very beneficial to America, and I'm glad we have it.